Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into the next episode of my Let's Play Clash Royale series, where, as you guys can tell by the title, we finally got a legendary card on my Chief Pat 2 account. I actually got it out of a crown chest, and it turns out I got the Sparky as my very first free-to-play legendary card on this account. Again, have not spent any money or gems on this account so far, and I got the Sparky as I closed in on level 8, which is actually really perfect timing for me, seeing as I wanted to change up my deck for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Sparky inside of a deck to make a giant Sparky deck. And again, it should be pretty fun to use. A level 1 legendary is equivalent of like a level 9 common or a level 7 rare, which is really good for me because a lot of my cards are under leveled against the people that I face off against. So let's go ahead and try the Sparky inside of a couple of battles. This very first one is a replay just because the recording got messed up. But this was actually the very first battle I used the Sparky on my main account. And it turns out we're going to be heading off against a spawner deck. So Sparky is decent against spawners just because it can one-shot the buildings, and it does really well against the barbarians, but for those spear goblins, they can be really annoying and make your Sparky shots almost useless. So let's go ahead and keep pushing our way through. Our giant's already made it to the other side of the map. You're going to notice my giant is only level 5. I've actually never really played with the giant on this account, so it is a tad underleveled, but as my Sparky gets closer to the tower, it's going to lock on and do over 1,200 damage, plus kill the musketeer. So the very first Sparky we've ever played on this account turns out to be a massive success. So meanwhile, he's going to have a counter push with the giant. I'm going to go ahead and play my musketeer and the cannon to be able to take that out. He has a lot of elixir, but he's tending not to play it right now as he goes to our side of the map. He might have been able to use the rage spell to get a little bit more damage off, but still, things are looking okay, even though this guy does have level 4 epics, and we don't even have any epics inside of this deck. We took out the poison, which is just the card I wanted to take out for this. It just didn't make a lot of sense inside of the giant Sparky deck. It was too expensive of a spell when I would rather just use the zap spell. And as those barbarians get close, they're gonna get blasted down by the Valkyrie. And some people just simply don't know how to play against the Sparky. I know when the Sparky first came out, it was really annoying for me to deal with. And now that the zap has been nerfed, it only stuns for half a second. That means the Sparky's gonna be that much stronger. And we can actually keep pushing against this guy. And take a look at my giant. My giant is the real MVP. It's gonna shove the giant skeleton into my into the barbarian hut and kill the barbarian hut in a single shot. That is absolutely insane. Meanwhile, the tower's down to 56 HP. My Sparky's gonna kill that giant skeleton from a safe distance, and even with his giant getting in the way, it's gonna take a massive amount of damage. And now his tower is down to zap range, which means a single zap is gonna be able to take it out. Now, meanwhile, he's freaking out at this point. He has no idea how to play against the Sparky, so he's gonna throw his goblin hut against the river. Never a great option. I'm gonna go ahead and zap down that tower to take the very first tower of the game. And at this point, this match is over. I think I actually already have my crown chest. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So I might want to go for 3 crowns if I'm able to get it. So meanwhile, let's do a giant plus a Sparky on the left-hand side, plus a musketeer. Again, those rares are level 5. I desperately need to get them up to level 6. My musketeer is actually 2 cards away from being upgraded, which I'm really happy about. And meanwhile, looks like we were only able to get a little bit of damage off against that tower. My Sparky's going to blow through that mini P.E.K.K.A. in a single shot. And that's going to wrap up the game and give us our one and only Sparky victory on this account. So pretty good stuff. Sparky's still doing work, taking out that giant plus those barbarians right here. It worked to absolute perfection inside of this battle, and it ended up giving me a pretty decent amount of trophies. So right now, I'm hovering somewhere in the 2200s on this account. So let's go ahead and head back and check that out. You can see I got 2 3 crowns in a row using my old Hog Fire Spirit deck, and that's what actually gave me the Sparky, that final battle against Sad. So we're at 22-22 as far as our trophies go. Let's go ahead and keep killing it with these Sparky battles and see if we can dominate some more opponents. All right, so playing another level 9, which we honestly are getting closer to level 8, by the way. We're at 1,850 XP out of 2,000. So if we do 2 more upgrades to our cards, I think that's going to put us at level 8, which should help us out yet a bit. And honestly, I think at level 8, we might be able to hit the Legendary Arena. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I don't know what level people hit the Legendary Arena at nowadays. I think level 9, if you hit the Legendary Arena at level 9, it's pretty good. But maybe some people have hit level 8, and if people have done it before, I know that maybe we have a chance. For some reason, one of the minions here actually stayed alive. I think one of our fire spirits did absolutely nothing there, but still, things are looking okay, and he's going to play a really far out there Inferno Tower. So obviously with the Inferno Tower, this is going to be a little bit tough of a battle. So let me go ahead and play my Musketeer on defense. I don't have my cannon just yet, so we're going to have to deal with that. And let's get ready for a big giant Sparky push down the right-hand lane, and hopefully we'll be able to open up the match after that happens. Plus the fact that I have that Musketeer right there means we might be able to damage that Inferno Tower with her and give it a little bit more leeway for our giant Sparky push, and there it's going to go down the left-hand lane. So Musketeer is going to take out that Inferno Tower. Looks like our Sparky's actually going to take out that Valkyrie. She's going to be at 1 HP though, so instead I'm going to zap down that Valkyrie, trying to get my Sparky to shoot the tower quicker, but of course as soon as I drop the zap, the minion horde comes out, making our push absolutely worthless. So we were so close to getting some tower damage right there. But unfortunately, that little bit of HP left on that Valkyrie made it so I had to use my Zap, which made it so his minion horde could kill my my Sparky uncontested. It's really a game of inches or pixels, I guess you can call it, inside of Clash Royale. And definitely evident inside of that battle as he drops a miner on my side of the map. All right, so we've got some legendary versus legendary warfare. Obviously, the miner maybe, and probably is, I think it is, the best legendary card inside of the game, even with the nerfs. Obviously, I think the miner, or I guess the lumberjack now, you have to consider as one of the best legendary cards in the game, which of course I'm going to keep using on my my first account. But meanwhile, we only have one legendary on this account, so let's make the best of it. And as another naked minion horde runs down the lane, which I never recommend, guys, always play something to back up your minion horde unless you know your opponent doesn't have arrows or fire spirits or zap like I had. I had both fire spirits and arrows inside of my hand. So let's go ahead and keep pushing. We've got a massive push at this point. I'm going to play my zap spell. My Sparky is sitting back there. I'm going to play another giant as my Sparky locks onto that miner, and I'm just going to start backloading a bunch of stuff as my fire spirits drop down perfectly and take down that minion horde. We've beaten him to the punch every single which way. We've got a Sparky, or we've got two Sparkies on the left-hand side. We got the Musketeer, which is going to clean up that 1 health Valkyrie. The giant is still at full HP. The miner is going to get absolutely blasted by the Sparky, and that is going to be good game as we overrun our guy with Sparkies and end up picking that 1 crown to 0 victory. So we were patient. We made better trades than this guy throughout the entire battle, and eventually, even with a 2-level difference, we were able to pull off that 1 crown victory and get 2 Sparkies on a single side of the map. 2 Sparkies is hilarious, and it's definitely possible just for the fact that that the Sparky is so slow and it takes so long to charge up that you can really get 2 in a single lane, especially in double elixir if you have an elixir pump down. But let's get into one more battle right here against Alfredo Rulas. Hopefully I didn't butcher that pronunciation too much. And honestly, after playing this deck a couple of times, I don't know if the Elixir Collector fits that well. I think this deck isn't really good with the Elixir Collector. So, I mean, maybe it is. Obviously, I'm winning with it right now, but I feel like it's an awkward card just because my Giant and my Sparky are so expensive, and I have so many cards that back those cards up. So if you guys have any suggestions for cards to use instead of the Elixir Collector, just drop me a comment in the comment section below. Meanwhile, Giant is going to die and have those 3 minions from the minion horde still up, which sort of stinks. But we're going to get an elixir pump down right now. And yeah, we're just going to have to use the card that I said didn't fit into the deck too well and see if we can start stockpiling some elixir. It was actually a really good time to play it because he spent so much elixir on defense, and I knew my towers could clean up the remaining troops that he had. So at this point, things are looking good. We have a massive elixir lead. I'd say maybe like a 7 or an 8 elixir lead just because of that pump being almost full HP. We must have like we have a ridiculous, we might have like a 10 elixir lead right now, and that rocket is going to do almost nothing against that giant. Even though the giant's level 5 and I'm sure his rocket's like level 7, it's barely going to make a scratch. Let's go for the Valkyries, let's go for the fire spirits. We've got the Sparky charged up, the giant's making its way to the tower. Level 11 barbarians are going to get it into the face. It's pretty difficult to make sure you get those barbarians right every single time, and because of that, tower number 1's going to go down. We've got the Sparky still charging down the right-hand lane. It's going to go ahead and take out that knight alongside the Musketeer. The Musketeer is great alongside the level 1 Sparky just because it gives it a little bit of extra damage against some of those units that it can't one-shot. So the tower is going to go all the way down to 900, 700, 600 HP. I'm trying to get that 3-crown victory. And with 5 seconds left before double elixir, of course, Scumbag Steve isn't going to let us pick up that easy 3rd crown. So because of that, we're going to have to fight for the rest of this. I know a lot of people are the same way. They don't give up the 3 crowns unless people earn it, which I guess is respectable, but it's really annoying to face against. So Valkyrie to kill all of his garbage right there, Musketeer to shoot down the tower, and that should wrap up the game for a 3 crown to 0 victory using the Sparky deck. So obviously really good for my crown chest. That's one of my favorite things about this deck, is because you can definitely pick up a lot of 3 crown victories against opponents like this one who don't know how to play against it and have their barbarians blasted. But yeah, 20 trophies and 15 gold for this battle. Guys, Sparky is a lot of fun. I'm really happy to have a legendary card as a free-to-play. And if you guys want one last look at my deck, this is what I'm rocking right now. So I've got the Giant, I've got the Sparky, I've got the Valkyrie and Musketeer to wrap up my troop cards. The only spell I have is the Zap. I took the Poison spell out to replace the Sparky with. And then I've got the Fire Spirits, Cannon, and the Elixir Collector wrapping up my deck. So if you guys think there's a card that I should swap in for the Elixir Collector, I'm thinking something like the Goblins might work out pretty well. Just drop me a comment in the comment section below. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Praise to the Clash Gods that I got a legendary card. If you guys still don't have one, let me know in the comment section below. But I finally got one on this account, and I should be able to use it for the foreseeable future. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.